Greetings, star friends, earth friends, plant friends, all the friends, all the homies. So how do you know if you've ever had a true encounter with an extraterrestrial, with an ET? A few things. One, pay attention to how you feel, all right? If you are if you're having an experience with another being that is of higher consciousness, you will feel it immediately because it is more than a physical experience. It goes beyond the senses, okay? It goes direct, it's quantum. Right. So if you're encountering a vibration, a frequency that's higher than yours, you're automatically going to be lifted into that vibration. And that vibration is usually going to be a feeling of love, a feeling of joy. You might feel emotional. You might feel super happy, super elated. Um, some other feelings that I get whenever I make contact with with my star friends, with my star family, is complete just exuberance. It's just so powerful. When you see those lights in the sky, you get a rush of energy because you are quite literally seeing a beings, a crafts in higher vibrations, right? You can compare it to, you are excited about, getting a new car or something like that, and you finally see that car, that like that feeling right there that you get. It's like that, but it's way deeper, and it's more pure. So the first thing is to pay attention to how you feel, right? Pay attention to how you feel internally. um, True ETs, not PLFs, not programmed life forms, angels, I'll put in that category. Any being that is of higher density, higher vibration, and stemming from a vibration of love will communicate with you telepathically, especially ETs, because they have realized that there's no need to verbalize something unless it's for a specific intention, like toning, right? And so what's happened is telepathy is the most efficient form of communication because thought is instant. Right now, I know I'm being on top of a mountain. I'm there right now in my thought. So thought doesn't, there's no barrier to thought other than the thinker thinking that there's a barrier. So ETs will use telepathy. And what does telepathy feel like? So let's say you're stargazing and you're thinking just about the stars, and then but there comes a thought that here comes a sequence of words or a sequence of pictures, and it just kind of plays in your mind, and you feel it, but it's not yours, right? You weren't specifically, it just kind of pops into your awareness, into your mind, right? That is a direct sign that ETs are looking to communicate with you. All right, you'll get these random visions, and it'll usually be something, I will say, profound, something that is meant to help you, to be of service to you and to others, because that's their main goal, is to be of service and to help humanity uplift, and other beings, lift up to the higher planes of reality. So pay attention to how you feel, pay attention to the thoughts you're having. Um, Other ways that you can know if you've had a true ET contact. So know the difference between a satellite, know the difference between a shooting star, know the difference between um, a planet. So an ET craft is not made out of hammer and nails. An actual ET craft is made out of pure consciousness, pure light. All right. So as it's moving through the atmosphere, it is as if a star itself is moving. It's actually brighter than most of the stars in the sky. And there is a feeling behind it. There's a feeling tone. There is a intelligence behind this light. You feel like it's almost communicating or like looking right at you, because it is, right? So ET crafts are actually um, a extension of the pilot's consciousness. All right. So the craft itself is alive. It is sentient. It is alive. It is light. It is not, it's I want to say biological, right? It is biological. So the ET crafts are self-healing, they're self-generating, they are able to hover, they'll stand still, they'll go up, down, left, right, they'll disappear, right? You'll see a craft pop in and then it'll slowly fade out. Like if you look right here at this, right here, this is a good example actually of what a craft might look like. And you'll see something like this in the sky, and then it'll start to move, might stop, and then it'll just fade out altogether. Okay, so look for unique flight paths. Look for blinking flashes, not blinking, but flashes, right? I call them star flashes. So what you'll see is a in the sky, like a camera flash, right? It might happen once, twice, three times. There's no real pattern to it. It'll flash, and if you catch it, and if you say, "Can you please, can you come back?" They'll flash again. Um, so you can look for that. You can also look for zips, what I call zips. So you'll see something go from here to here, right? And what happens is that's an ET craft that's popping into this density and then popping out. There's no tail. So a shooting star has a tail on it. An ET craft does not have a tail. It can look orange, they can look yellow, they can look bright white. They can be, they can start as a starship and then start to move across the sky. Excuse me. They can start as a starship and they can start to move across the sky, and then they'll fade out. All right. So there's numerous ways to know that you've had an ET contact. Other ways, they'll show up in your dreams. Okay, they'll show up in dream space. Again, you're not limited to your physical body. We may have been living like that for the past 20, 30 years, however old we are, each of us individually. But when you dream, you are opened up to the higher vibrations of reality, and the beings who exist predominantly in that reality are able to contact and connect with you. One, because it's safer for them. An ET who fully manifests in this world is usually shot down, is usually destroyed by the covert military projects. That is why they don't appear on the lawns of the White House. That is why they don't show up in your backyard. If you've seen ET in your backyard, there's a good chance that it's not really an ET, that it is a government, a PLF, a program life form. Because one, ETs are not just going to pop out and surprise you. They're intelligent. They're not dumb. They're not stupid, right? You're not just going to walk up to someone and walk into their house and say hi. That doesn't make any sense. So of course, an advanced being is not going to do that either. It's going to attempt to connect with you telepathically through dreams, through lights. Then once you start to build this relationship, then you become the dictator of how far the relationship goes, right? One, it's safe because now you feel safer. It's almost like they let you lead, and they take your guidance in a way of as far as contact. What do you want to experience? Well, tonight, can you show up as a star in the sky or as a blink or flash in the sky? Sure. Can you touch me on my shoulder? Sure. When you get ready, can you show up in my backyard as a ball of light? Yes, they'll do that. Okay. So there's no limit to how they can show up because they've mastered their minds, they're masterminds. They can show up through channeling or transmitting information. That's what they do through me, as I am part of them. My higher self, my other aspects of my consciousness exist in extraterrestrial form, and it is that information that is poured through this vessel into the world. So they communicate that way. It's really beautiful. It's really fascinating. It's a lot of fun. There's no shortage of character and respect and tranquility in these experiences. So that's another way that it's a true ET contact, because you will feel the respect, and there's so much wisdom that they carry. You'll have an experience, and then you'll be like, okay, well, I understand that they were saying that, and then 2 days later you'll be like, oh my God, this is what they meant. This is why they did that. And you'll just start to put the dots together. And it turns into building this relationship, this rapport. And over time, you feel them all the time, and your awareness starts to grow, right? So now your consciousness actually opens up even more. And there's no fear. There's no fear. There's no worry. There's no stress. All that actually disintegrates when you're making true ET contact. Okay, so if you'd like to learn more about this, if you'd like to make your own ET contact, if you'd like to open up to this part of your multidimensional self, do let me know. You can find me on Instagram at peaceful.humanadvancement. You can email peacefulhumanadvancement@gmail.com. And I would love to work with you and be of service in this way. So keep beaming, keep shining, my friends.